So here we are in competition between 1, 2, 3, 4 channels, some with head starts, some that are absolutely brand new, and we're gonna see what performs best and why it performs best. So you can see how you can use YouTube as a tool to monetize your skills, your talents, your passions, whatever it is that you want to bring to the world, whatever it is that you do, you can definitely do this, and it's fun. It's fun to do. It's cool to do. The creator community is a cool community. It's a part of why I wanted to do this, because I love you guys. To narrow it down even further, I'm not speaking to Mr. Beast YouTube creator, I'm speaking to new or aspiring YouTube creators, or maybe some YouTube creators that have been doing it for a while that feel stuck. What you should be thinking about is, how do I get the algorithm to really understand what it is that my channel is about and who my content should be pushed to? So I'm gonna be right there with the rest of you who are launching as beginners. 4 beginner YouTube channels, a producer who's been doing this a pretty long time, but I'm gonna be doing it myself. And I'm gonna pull back the curtain and let you guys see all the analytics.
4 beginner YouTube channels, 1 producer, and a journey towards monetization. This is Render and Repeat.
Hello and welcome to Render and Repeat. I'm Dr. David Benjamin, the producer. Call me DK. If you want to get to the analytics, skip right to the middle of the video. So this is going to be the first video in a 12 video series that I'm doing. I'm a retired doctor and now a producer and private coach, and I work with people to build their brand or to bring their talents or passions to the world. And one of the places that I do that, of course, is through YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight some of those YouTube channels that I've been working with. Plus, we're going to be starting up 2 new YouTube channels, and we're going to be tracking 4 channels at once over time. But here's what's cool. Each of those 4 channels are going to be monetized in 4 completely different ways. So you can see how you can use YouTube as a tool to monetize your skills, your talents, your passions, whatever it is that you want to bring to the world, whatever it is that you do. You can film it and put that out to the world, and it might do great. And it's really so easy. So this is a setup that's very, very simple. I have a full production studio that I could be using. I have editors that I could be using. I have a team, but I'm not going to be using any of that. I'm going to be using a very simple setup, and I'm going to be doing all of the filming and editing myself right here in a little corner that I found in my home. And I've got a few lights that are set up, and it's very simple and very basic and very plain. And I'm going to show you that you can grow a YouTube channel even with very little gear. All my good gear is back in the studio. I'm using a little mic on a stand, and I'm using my iPhone and a couple of simple basic lights, and that's it. That's what we're using. I emphasize for people that are starting up something new is to keep it very simple. And so that's why I'm demonstrating this. I want you to see that it is very, very simple, and it's going to be a weekly theme that we're going to be talking about around here, about keeping it simple. Overcomplicating and overthinking your process will stop you in your tracks. It's one of the most common blocks that I see in the people that I work with. So your first thought is always going to be how to keep it simple. And my first thought, creating Render and Repeat, is how am I going to keep this simple, simple, simple? So here we are in a simple space doing a simple edit and a simple analysis of these 4 YouTube channels, so you can see how growth goes through 4 different monetization routes. None of these 4 channels are currently monetized, so we're starting at a monetization level of 0 for all 4 channels. One channel's at 641 subscribers, one channel's at something like 68. And the one I just started a few days ago is up to 10 subscribers. And the Render and Repeat channel, we are filming our first video now, so we are currently at 0 subscribers. And we're going to be tracking these over time. Number 1, the political commentary channel is going to monetize through AdSense, YouTube growth. So that needs to reach that 4,000 watch hour benchmark plus 1,000 subscribers in the last 365 days. And that channel is pretty close to monetization through the AdSense YouTube growth route. Also, that channel could monetize through some sort of a membership program like Patreon, where they could release exclusive videos or something like behind the scenes, or give other perks and other access. That channel is still not really big enough that it has a community built yet. So currently nobody is subscribing to Patreon at this point, but it is set up and ready to go. So we'll be tracking the monetization methods for channel number 1, the political commentary channel. Channel number 2 is our hyperlocal issues-based community asset channel. It's long form interviews with local leaders, and they bring awareness to local issues in their local town that they live in. So YouTube is not a very good place to be releasing content like that, but we're going to be doing it anyway. So you guys can see one example of how the algorithm is struggling to identify what kind of channel that is, what kind of content that they're making, who should YouTube be pushing this content to. It's a fascinating study that you'll be able to see that content like that longer content and almost like a digital media magazine, hyperlocal issues and raising community awareness of events and issues, and how that kind of channel is very unlikely to do well in a place like YouTube, because YouTube wants to push your content to everybody everywhere and push it to people that have specific interests, not necessarily push it to people that live in specific locations. So that's why YouTube isn't a great place for hyperlocal content. So you guys are going to get to see that. Also, because they interview a lot of different kinds of people on a lot of different topics, there isn't any one topic. If that was a local channel, but a local channel about only welding, that channel would perform better than this channel that they're putting all this effort into, because a welding channel is so niche and so specific that the algorithm will understand what that channel is about and push it to everybody that's interested in welding everywhere. And people might watch it because it may not matter where you are when you're doing your welding. So this channel is going to do much better on Facebook. The plan for monetization for channel number 2 is actually not going to be through YouTube, but we're going to track it anyway. I don't know if this channel is ever going to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, but we'll track it and I'll show you how slow the growth is, particularly now that that channel has transitioned and we'll be posting content to both Facebook and YouTube. So most of the growth is going to be happening on Facebook, most likely within a few months once they've recorded and put out more content and grown their user base a bit more. Their plan is to sell sponsorships and partnerships to local businesses. So that's how we expect to monetize channel number 2. So for channel number 3, that's a channel that I just started because I'm a retired doctor, now a private coach and a producer. I'm going to talk about some of the things, a lot of the things that I've learned through all my years in the work that I've done, through my 15 years being a doctor and many, many years as being a private coach to all kinds of people, entrepreneurs and creatives and young people and old people, and with all varying interests. I especially love people that have talents and they're trying to bring their talents and passions to the world. I love to talk about that and help people do that. So I'll be talking about things related to that on this channel. That channel is designed specifically to be very simple to produce, because what I'm doing there in an experimental way is to show you how few hours it takes to produce an entire YouTube channel and how simple it can be. So we're looking to take up no more than about 6 hours a week, 3 pieces of good content out every week at a minimum on that channel. So we'll see if the algorithm is able to pick up on exactly what this channel is about, because it is a bit vague on the niche. So the algorithm may struggle with who to push that content to, and you guys are going to be able to see it. I'll be able to see it because we're going to be watching those analytics in real time. So the plan for monetization for a channel in this category probably would be something like coaching, or perhaps selling digital products, something like courses. If the content is good enough and appealing enough, then it may also grow over the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours, and it may also make money through AdSense. So let's see what happens over the next 12 weeks, the next 12 episodes, what kind of growth this is, and see if we can decide what's going to be the best way to monetize channel number 3. And for channel number 4, which is the one I'm feeling like may have the best early growth, because it's so niche, and because YouTube loves creators that are talking about YouTube growth and monetization of YouTube. It seems like the algorithm has a super highway of content that it's happy to push that out to all kinds of people. And so we'll see if that hypothesis I have actually is true or not. So for channel number 4, render and repeat, likely the way this channel could monetize is pretty similar to channel number 3, where we could sell coaching packages, or perhaps sell some digital products that are related to YouTube growth, YouTube education, and monetization. And so this is it. This is going to be our leaderboard, and we're going to see which of these 4 channels over the next 12 weeks performs best. There's going to be a lot we're going to learn along the way, because each of these 4 channels are doing 4 completely different things. They have 4 completely different upload schedules, 4 completely different niches, and different talent sets. Some are very complicated and difficult to film, edit, and produce. So for channel number 2, that's the highest difficulty of production. then channel number 1, and then the next most difficult would be number 3, and then actually the easiest of all 4 is render and repeat, which is just going to be once a week. We're going to run through analytics and we're going to run through some lessons and we're going to have a talk about it. That's a fairly simple edit. And again, I'm doing this myself. I'm not using any editing team. So I'm going to be right there with the rest of you who are launching as beginners. 4 beginner YouTube channels, a producer who's been doing this a pretty long time, but I'm going to be doing it myself. And I'm going to pull back the curtain and let you guys see all the analytics. So hopefully I can give you some of the best practices and some of the best real-time advice. So this is the first channel that we're going to be tracking. Channel number 1, this is a political commentary channel. This channel has been active for 9 months. We're going to go to the dashboard here and we're going to see that we are currently at 641 subscribers in the first 9 months. We're going to go straight to content, just so you can get a glimpse of what the content has looked like here since the beginning. Let me go back. Let's look at what growth has been looking like for this channel. So when we first got started in July of last year, again, 9 months ago, each of these videos getting, a couple of dozen views, no videos over 100 views. Then the host of the show did some experiment to see what happens when he bought views. And so he literally bought these views. So these don't count, ignore these. These didn't contribute to channel growth either, and it's also not recommended to ever buy views or followers. Always do everything organically, never spend money on that. It's just shady. Okay, but we're back to the regular, kind of the typical performance of the videos. This was the first one that got over 100. We're over 10 videos in, still no videos are getting over 100. And these are videos, by the way, these are long form podcast style, 1.5 to 2 hour long videos. So you can see the view counts not so good, not even over 100, not really growing. So that long form 2 hour long podcast style, whether it's well done or not, nobody on the show is famous, and it was very slow growth. And so then we started to experiment a little bit with the kinds of content that we release and begin to release the content in shorter bits, 10, 20-minute lengths. And that's when the performance started to get better. In fact, one of the very first one of those that we did, this video got 2,800 views, which felt like a viral video when you're used to every single video that you've been posting for months and months getting less than 100 views. So we learned that shorter form content probably was going to perform better. So we began to experiment with that and release more of that. And we'll just skip to the most current stuff. So still dropping in some of the long form, but also mixing in some of the shorter form content as well. And we can see that the shorter form content was doing a bit better. So we kind of started to stick with that. All kinds of variety of lengths. There's still some of the long shows. This one right here that's an hour long is actually an interview that we did with a United States House congressional candidate that we did back in January of this year. And so that got a lot of views just because of that name recognition. And our video was actually the #1 video that came up when you searched his name on YouTube. So we did get some decent views and subscribers from that. Back to the regular political commentary type content, but still shorter videos, 9 minutes, 19 minutes, 12 minutes, 11 minutes, shorter than the 1.5, 2 hour long ones. And correspondingly, we saw an increase in views and an increase in subscribers. And so we decided to stick with that. And now that's basically the format of the show. And we're going to stick with that over time. Now, when we post a video, we're expecting at least 1,000 views on every video and hopefully at least 10 subscribers or more with every single video that we post on average. Some videos perform better, others not as well, and we haven't been able to really make sense of what kinds of videos seem to perform best. So we're still working on that. But again, with political commentary, you're sort of reacting to what's happening in real time. And so paying attention to what's happening with the world is a part of the dynamics of running a channel like this. So this is an interesting one. The way that this channel is going to be monetized, we're just going to go straight over to the earn button and we're going to scroll down to eligibility and we're going to see what it takes to become monetized on YouTube. First look, eligibility, 1,000 subscribers to become monetized and 4,000 watch hours. These are both within the past 365 days. So we can see we're a little bit more than halfway there, although just like we saw, our recent content is performing significantly better into the thousands of views for every single video that we post compared to the relatively few in the beginning. So the growth is beginning to accelerate. Let's do it this way. The growth is beginning to accelerate at an increasing rate. So rather than slow growth, we're beginning to speed up our growth. So we're going to see that probably over the next roughly 6 weeks or so that this channel will officially be monetized. So our political commentary channel number 1, we're going to be keeping a very close eye on that one. Let's move along to the next channel that we're going to be tracking on Render and Repeat. This is going to be channel number 2. This is called the Marion Forum Group. This is an entirely different approach to using YouTube to monetize. In fact, what's interesting about this channel is it probably will never monetize through YouTube at all. But it was born as a YouTube channel and it will become monetized through other routes, which we'll talk about in just a second. This group, just to introduce it, this is 4 people. Let me go to the channel first. Here we go. So this is 4 people. So the Marion Forum Group is a hyper-local, community asset-based issues. They interview people locally in their community. They bring up some of the local issues. It's a relatively new channel, so they only have, what do we have, 416 uploads at this point, started about 4 months ago. Mostly podcast-based in our production studio. Although there have been a few on-location things we filmed, in particular this Veteran Resource Center here and this interview that we did on site. Otherwise, everything else has been done in the studio. So this channel, because it's hyper-local, will have a very difficult time monetizing on YouTube directly. So let's go back to analytics and I'll show you why. After 4 months, let's see, we talked about 16 uploads. The first upload was just a pilot episode, wasn't even a real episode. That was in December of last year. So been active for about 4 months now with the 16 uploads, averaging about 1 upload per week. Over that stretch of time, this channel has grown to 68 subscribers. These are mostly local people, and these are actually mostly local people that know one of the 4 hosts that run this channel. Those hosts are the folks in these thumbnails here. Most of this growth, the 68 subscribers, came from the hosts of the show sharing the videos on their personal Facebook pages. It's a pretty good show. They do some really great interviews. They've actually had some really great interviews over their first 4 months. They're bringing awareness to some really cool issues and community efforts. But the growth has been very, very slow. Why? Because YouTube is going to push this video out to the entire United States or the entire world. And people all around the world are going to be shown these thumbnails. And why would people click and watch? People won't stay long when they realize that this is a video that has nothing to do with me. And I don't know why I was shown this in the algorithm. Also, YouTube is having a very hard time figuring out what this channel is because our tags are all over the place. The only common theme that runs through all of these videos is the location that they're filming all of these and the town that they're working in. We've interviewed librarians and we've interviewed veteran resource centers and the public education PR people and some journalists. And this was a president of a teachers association. This was a really great interview with a local photojournalist. And because of the variety of topics that they've been interviewing, YouTube has no idea what the niche for this channel actually is. So the YouTube algorithm is going to be useless to these folks. So where they're going to have to grow is on Facebook. They have just recently launched their Facebook page and already they're growing there. So in this case, we're going to be using this channel to reveal how other social media platforms may help to grow this YouTube channel, but that's really the only way it's going to grow. This is not going to be any algorithm-based growth within this YouTube channel at all. And what you'll see is how slowly this channel grows. And so this channel is going to be the example of how not to do YouTube, meaning you're too much all over the place with the content that you're posting. What you should be thinking about is how do I get the algorithm to really understand what it is that my channel is about and who my content should be pushed to. So that'll be the Marion Forum Group, and we will stay on top of the analytics. Again, we are at 68 subscribers. I'll show you monetization for this channel as well, even though it is never going to get there. Here we go. Eligibility for monetization. We are at 68 subscribers in 4 months, and we need to get to 1,000. So this channel is not going to be monetized through YouTube. So how is this going to be monetized? So this group, how are they going to be able to monetize all of this work that they're doing? What they are is a community media asset. They are creating content, producing and publishing content that is useful and interesting and educational to a local community, a local demographic. And those people in that community will eventually begin to recognize this as a valuable resource. But YouTube is not the best place for content like that. Truth be told, Facebook is probably the best place, and that's why their focus is now mostly on Facebook. But again, we'll be continuing to post everything that we do on YouTube as well, so you guys can see how it's just not going to work, because YouTube is not going to be able to figure out what kind of channel this is and what the content is about. But the way this group will monetize is as they grow their local Facebook audience and they get significant number of followers through that route and local community interaction, they will be able to sell sponsorships and partnerships to local businesses. And that'll be the way that this group is going to be able to generate some revenue. This likely will not be a $1 million business, but they should be able to grow enough that they can pay for their production expenses at least. So that'll do it for channel number 2 introduction. We'll keep an eye on this group. Great people, good work that they're doing, and it's just going to flop on YouTube, and you guys are going to get to see it in real time. Next channel. So I started this channel a few days ago, and the reason I started this channel was just to show you guys how to start a basic channel about some kind of topic that you might have some expertise or interest in. So for me, being a retired doctor and now a private coach, so I have some expertise in how people work and how they think and how they make decisions and how they take disciplined action. And that has a lot to do with my work. So this channel is an example of how I'm just going to take a particular interest that I have or something that I have some knowledge about, and I'm able to produce content in an easy way. The point of this channel and the point of bringing this channel in is that it takes me very, very, very little time to produce this content. Each video is probably something like 3 to 5 minutes long, probably going to be like 2 to 4 uploads a week. It's very, very easy for me to record this. I can also do this one right here in one of my home studio areas. And it also is a demonstration of how to use what you know and use what you're good at and how to leverage that and make it into something valuable on YouTube. Again, this is a brand new channel. When did we post this? 3 days ago. Threw these videos up, recorded them quickly and threw them straight up. Started absolutely ice cold with no subscribers, just started uploading, and the algorithm already pushed my content to enough people that I've gotten up to 8 subscribers in 3 days on the pieces of content that I've released. Yay me. So we released these 3 videos, just one right after the other, just to get a little bit of base content up there. Seems like the algorithm liked this one and pushed it out. 94 views and 6 likes, and looks like I don't have any haters yet. I also made one of them into a little short, and this got a pretty decent traction, analytics on this one. Let's have a look at it. Right here in the first hour and a half of when the short was sent out, which is where most of the action happens on shorts, is probably within the first few hours that it's pushed out. So you can already see it went straight up, and then the algorithm decided, that's it, we're not going to push it out to anybody anymore. But this one short got me 6 subscribers. So what did I learn from this? A short is even easier to make than those slightly longer videos. They're not that much longer, just a few minutes, but this little short that was under a minute long, the algorithm liked it, and I got 6 subscribers just from that. So already learning something from this channel and how this channel might operate. Whoa, now we're up to 10 subscribers. What happened? I just refreshed it. So we just picked up 2 more subscribers while we were sitting here. Again, this channel is 3 days old. So we're going to see how this grows over time. I'll show you monetization. Monetization plan for a channel like this would probably be to do something like sell coaching or to sell digital products. Or if the internet likes me enough and the content that I put out, and YouTube likes my stats and they keep pushing it, then who knows? Maybe this channel will grow enough to monetize as well. So here we are at the very beginning, 10 subscribers. I want to make this channel as easy to produce as possible. Again, being a producer, a part of what you have to think about is not just what kind of cool stuff can I make or create, but how can I produce content in an efficient, doable way? How do I do it within the context of my money limits or time limits or my schedule limit? So I can do this channel right from home, and I can do it with a relatively small amount of time. For this upcoming week, for channel number 3 here, this Dr. David Benjamin page that I'm doing, my process to record this content is going to be get 3 to 5 scripts written. That should take probably a few hours at the most. Again, these are just 3 to 5 minute recordings, so it's relatively short. So it'll take just a few hours to get those scripts done at the longest. I can get my space all set up with lights and cameras and all that within maybe 15 minutes. And then here's the cool part. I drop those scripts onto an iPad and I use that as a teleprompter, and I simply read the script with a camera pointed at me. I might do 1 or 2 takes if I didn't like the first take. I'll edit after I get that recording done. Editing might take a half an hour each video, and get those videos uploaded and scheduled to be released over time over the next week. So I may have something like 6 hours into a full week of really good content. So being a YouTube creator doesn't have to take up tons and tons of time. You can do it around your current life. Just open your phone and go to the settings and look at your screen time and tell me what apps you're using and how many hours per week you're using those. And tell me you don't have 6 or 8 hours a week to build your own or to become a YouTube creator. You can definitely do this, and it's fun. It's fun to do. It's cool to do. The creator community is a cool community. It's a part of why I wanted to do this, because I love you guys. I love the kind of entrepreneurial, creative, bootstrap, building something out of nothing creator community. And everybody's so supportive. It's really cool to be a part of. So I would encourage you to be a part of it too. Yes, there are haters, and I coach people about dealing with haters, and we'll talk about haters in another video. And by the next render and repeat video, we will have at least 3 or 4 more pieces of content up on this channel. So we'll see how they performed, and we'll see what we learned from those. Not much to learn yet, because this is so new, other than, man, that one short did good. So we'll keep an eye on that. Moving on to the 4th and final channel that we're going to be tracking, and that is this channel that you're watching right now, Render and Repeat. And this is what it looks like. And obviously we have no videos up because we are currently recording the first video. So this one's very simple, also very niche based. I'm speaking to YouTube creators specifically. So that's a relatively narrow niche. In particular, to narrow it down even further, I'm not speaking to Mr. Beast YouTube creator. I'm speaking to new or aspiring YouTube creators, or maybe some YouTube creators that have been doing it for a while that feel stuck. Remember, we have this channel, the United Front Show, channel number 1, that we're going to be tracking, that has been slogging along for 9 months and 50-something videos, long form, and still only at 641 subscribers. So it can take some time. In this example, what we probably will see is, because the YouTube algorithm is pushing small channels so significantly right now, and they're also pushing YouTube growth channels. And this is a YouTube growth channel. It's a YouTube how-to channel, and there's tons of them out there. And you guys are all awesome, and I'm joining that crowd. However, the algorithm pushes these out like it's a super highway. How to YouTube type channels are a hot thing for 2025. So I'm going to jump straight into that mix, and we are starting with no subscribers and no video uploads yet, because this is the first video that we're filming right now. So this will go up later, and I'll simply show you guys how this grows. And honestly, I'm expecting this channel to probably grow more quickly than really any of the other channels, because of how much the algorithm is pushing this kind of content right now. So I think it's truly going to be a competition. The political commentary channel, channel number 1, has a 9-month head start, and the Hyperlocal community interest channel has a 4-month head start. So what I'm expecting is, the more quickly that the algorithm can understand and identify the kind of content that this channel is making, or any of these channels are making, the faster they're going to grow. And so that's why it seems probable, but let's find out. It's another experiment that we're doing here together, is will this specific kind of channel that's talking about YouTube growth and how to monetize YouTube and all that kind of stuff, because that's going to be pretty easy for the YouTube algorithm to recognize, and because the YouTube algorithm is pushing that kind of content particularly right now, I'm wondering if the render and repeat channel is going to be the channel that gets the fastest growth in the beginning. So here we are in competition between 1, 2, 3, 4 channels, some with head starts, some that are absolutely brand new, and we're going to see what performs best and why it performs best. So as I end this first video, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you for watching, and I'll give you a valuable little piece of information. It's a great idea to end your videos with some sort of a call to action. It could be to just hit the subscribe button, that's a call to action, or it could be DM me for more information, or it could be DM me if you want coaching, or it could be post a comment below, or it could be asking the viewer to share this video. All of those kinds of things are calls to action. And so my call to action is going to be to simply hit the subscribe button if you'd like to follow along for the next 12 episodes. That's going to be a wrap on episode number 1. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a week.